Imagine a stunning weight loss achieved without a diet, without counting calories, without exercise, although exercise never hurts, without worrying about nutrient charts or any forms of pseudo-science. Basically, a weight loss that is accomplished solely by your own internal body without any help from you, just as nature intended it to be. All your body expects from you is that you eat only the right food. Simple, right? I just described to you exactly what you get with the last weight loss. You'll discover the same intuitive weight loss system that once kept us slim and healthy for centuries. We just didn't give it a name back then because we didn't know it existed. Diets and dieting are purely a human invention. 50 years ago, the vast majority of people were slim and healthy. It wasn't normal to have a weight problem. It wasn't normal to be fat. It also wasn't normal to diet or to constantly crave for food. But then an industry decided the only way they could break into the human diet and get control of our daily food was to break our basic instinct, intuitive eating. Today, although we're all born with it, most of us are not even aware of the existence of our internal intuitive eating system. But it was always there to manage and control our weight naturally, and it kept us slim and healthy till it was brutally broken. Nature thought of everything. But sadly, schools no longer teach us these basic facts about our own body. I'm 78 years old, and I did learn the basic facts about how our body works. The final weight loss will provide the kind of basic information we should all know before we begin to put stuff into our mouths. It's important to realize that what we think is normal isn't necessarily so. Being obese may be common, but it's definitely not normal. The fact is, human beings do not adapt. We evolve, and evolution is a very slow process. To imagine it's okay to eat any kind of stuff that is manufactured, packaged and labeled as food, and therefore not natural, is not only foolish, it's dangerous. Our lifestyle today, compared to our lifestyle till 50 years ago, is like night and day. 50 years ago, diets had no part in our lives. Food wasn't uppermost in our minds. We were able to attend events and occasions without expecting food to be there. Cravings didn't exist. The only binges we encountered were alcoholic-based. Yes, it was a different life, but it was a healthy, fulfilling life. Nobody worried about their weight or about their kids getting fat. Managing and controlling our weight was always the job we could rely on our body to do. Even today, we still have the same natural intuitive eating system that involved our digestive system, that processed our foods, and our basic instinct, intuitive eating, that guided us intuitively to the foods our body needed. But that system was broken by an industry determined to get their manufactured products accepted as normal food. The only thing that stood in their way was intuitive eating. So they found a cunning way to break it. The consequences of that can be easily seen in our population, where more than 60% are fat or obese. It can also be seen in our food markets, where fresh, natural foods are diminishing to the extent that we will soon be forced to eat processed foods because that's all we'll have left. But the real cost is to our health. 50 years ago, There was no obesity, except instances where an illness like diabetes was the cause. Morbid obesity was unknown, so was diabetes type 2. Since those diseases are the biggest cause of early death today, it speaks volumes of our lack of understanding about what we eat and what is healthy. Managing and controlling our weight was never meant to be our job. It was always controlled by our own body. Till 50 years ago, being slim and healthy was normal, and obesity was a rare disease suffered by a very small number of people. There's no reason why we can't return to that normal. We just have to learn to eat the right foods and let our body do the rest. We've had 50 years of proof that weight control is a job we're not very good at doing. So let's give the job back to the expert, our own body, so we can get back to living the way nature intended. Just imagine, once again, it'll be normal to be slim and healthy, as it should be. Weight control was never meant to be your job. Take a look around and you'll see we're not very good at it. Let's not make food the main focus of our lives. Our addiction to processed foods and drinks is a carefully planned and executed program by an industry that'll stop at nothing to keep us addicted to their products. Sounds impossible? Click or copy the link below and learn the real truth about diets and dieting, and finally get the last weight loss.